Hello guys and welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. So if you haven't been checking out the news and the YouTube channels of some of the Empires and Puzzles creator lately, we do have big news regarding the Soul Exchange. So first off, thank you to Psychrosis YouTube for suggesting this idea. But what he suggested to SG was for them to get out a list of heroes that they would be happy to put in a Soul Exchange and have us, the community, vote which one of those heroes we want in each tier. And Empires and Puzzles have listened and done exactly that. So right now we've got a pool of 40 heroes, 8 heroes in each color because there are 5 colors. So in this video we'll be going over each of the colors and I'll be going over my dream list. So at the end I'll also be making my list who I want. And reminder, if we want to vote, we need to be fair according to Empires and Puzzles. This means that we can't put the best hero at like 10 souls and cheat our way into getting that hero because it would not be a balanced game, and if we did that, I don't think we're gonna have a second or third shot at this new opportunity. So first off, we'll start with the blue heroes. We have Costume Atlantia, Costume Thalassa, Baltair, Frostsnout, Slimego, Verity, Moontear, and Poppet. So we'll be going over each hero one by one. So I'll be going over their skill briefly. I'll be reading 3 positive attributes about that card, and then lastly, if they're available for Hero Coach or not. So Atlantia is a Nightmare of Atlantis family member. At the first charge, the enemies will receive Corrosive Frost for 4 turns. Corrosive Frost deals 258 damage on the normal version and lowers target's defense by 7% each turn, and it deals extra damage against heroes with minions or a Mega Minion, and lastly she steals 27% of generated mana from all enemies over 4 turns, and this effect can't be cleansed. It can only be removed if the caster is defeated. And for the max version, the frost damage will scale up to 372. For the second charge, or the average speed charge closer to average speed, all enemies will receive corrosive frost for 4 turns. On the level 80 card, it's 371 and lowers defense by 15% each turn, and then all generate mana is stolen by 30% for 4 turns. And for the max card, it is 535 frost damage per turn. So if you have someone like Vernix or someone that pairs well with frost damage, generally Atlantia would be a pretty good hero to run in an ailment team. So some of the pros of these heroes are that she deals some decent dot damage or damage over time in the frost damage. She steals mana, which can hinder the enemy team a little bit, and then she resists insanity, and she is available for Hero Coach, the normal version, but the costume version will not be upgraded. Just a reminder. Our next hero is Costume Thalassa. So Costume Thalassa, she also has the Changing Tides mana speed. She'll boost health of all allies by 500 HP. Boost health can exceed max HP. All allies are immune to new status ailments for 3 turns. So at fast speed or a 7 tower match, this is a pretty nice health boost. Plus you're also protecting the team from any elements. Nothing too different from the level 90 version. But on the second charge, the health boost will be 800, and then the duration of status ailments will be reset for all enemies, and then all allies are immune to new status ailments for 4 turns. So definitely a pretty decent hero. She doesn't do that much health boost, but she does give some decent protection and survivability to her team. Plus she's got pretty decent stats. So the pros I got for her here is a solid health boost, not that high, not too low, some ailment immunity, and the resist insanity passive. And yes, uh, her costume comes with this, but you won't be able to level that costume up in Hero Coach, just the normal version. Next we have Baltair. Now Baltair is a bard, but his special is not really good. Running at slow speed, he deals 350% damage to all enemies. He heals all allies for 30% of damage dealt, and all enemies receive minion wound for 5 turns. The minion wound will make it so that the target's minions is reduced health is reduced by 50% and Mega Minion's health is reduced by 25% each turn, and all allies get plus 40% mana generation for 5 turns, and this is his 90 card. So the pros I've got for this guy is the Bard mana bonus, the 5% mana bonus for everyone on your team that is a solo family member. He does have the quick ballad and quick tempo, quick dance passive, which will reduce all dances ballads to 1 turn. And lastly, he is a minion and mega minion counter. He is not available for Hero Coach. He will be available on the 16th of January next year. So you would probably have to wait a while. So I don't think this is the best pick in this Soul Exchange voting event. Next is Frostnout. Now, Frostnout is a very interesting hero because he is from the Garrison Guard family. So, running at fast speed, he deals 380% damage to the target and nearby enemies. He reduces the duration of the casters and nearby allies' active status ailments by 2 turns, and the caster and nearby allies get plus 40% critical chance for 3 turns. So, Frostnout could be a pretty useful card because first he's got a Wither Guard Rally, so every 4 turns he's gonna remove all Wither from his team. So this could be useful against heroes like Imagus, Devyani, or just any hero that gives Wither. Next is the Mana Reduction Immunity, so this hero has innate resistance against mana reductions, and that last part of his special, the critical chance for 40%, can pair well with some Outlaw of Liangshan heroes. So running at fast speed, you can probably pair him with some like Wu Song, for example, to get 100% critical hit if you have another unique family member. Frostnout is not eligible for Hero Coach, but he will be on the 17th of January 2027, so you'll have to wait a long time for that. Slimegull is our next blue hero, so at fast speed he deals 270% damage to all enemies. All enemies receive 627 water damage over 3 turns, and all enemies get minus 35% mana generation for 3 turns. So this special is a pretty useful one, especially if you get it quick. You get to control the battle in the early stages, and you could help build up your special skills. So Slimgo could be a useful support and damage dealer, but I like him because of the mana degen. 35% mana degen is a pretty hefty amount. He has some pretty good survivability with the Mega Minion passives, the Slime Split, and stuff like that, and he also has the Rogue class, which could be super annoying. He will be eligible for Hero Coach on the 30th of October this year, so you'll have to wait a little bit if you want to take him and pick him from the Soul Exchange. Our next hero here. Oops, what's going on? Looks like we are facing some technical difficulties. Okay. So I apologize for that. Our next hero here is Verity. So Verity is from the Woodland Fawn family. Verity is a very fast speed hero and she deals damage to 350. Then she gets the enhanced defense ailment, so that target and nearby enemies get minus 50% defense against special skill, and this effect lasts until the target has taken damage from a special skill 3 times, and if it ends removed or replaced, the target will get minus 40% mana generation for 3 turns. So the pros of Verity are the family bonus and the passive. These are very well rounded, can counter mana reducers, moths, Mega Minion heroes, and lastly, she is running at very fast speed. And if you want to pick her for Hero Coach, you'll have to wait till the 31st of August this year. Next, here we have Mooncure. Mooncure is of the Astral Elves family. Running at slow speed, he recovers 55% health for all allies. All allies get 10% mana every time an enemy uses special skill during 5 turns, and the caster steals 50% of any healing applied to all enemies for 5 turns. And lastly, all enemies get that minus 40% attack for 5 turns. So there's a lot to deal with the special. We have a pretty high percentage heal at 55%. And here on 2 it says it's supposed to say good debuffer. That is a mistype, so my apologies for that. But to counter this guy, you would need some sort of ailment protection, some sort of buff block, because he is doing a lot of stuff at the same time. Plus, he is a cleric class. He will be eligible for a hero coach on the 19th of August this year. So that is Mooncure. Our last hero, I believe, for the blue category is Pop Hit. Pop Hit is a fast speed hero. He gives 30% defense for 3 turns, so priority defense down. I like it. Next, he deals 390% damage to the target and nearby enemies, and nearby allies receive soft skin. So some of the pros of Pop Hit are he is a pretty good hero in Equalizer. He has that secondary damage if the defense ailment is removed. He has the soft skin, which can pair well with some insanity heroes. And lastly, he makes a good event hero, but for him to stack, you need someone like Tinsel. But she is pretty old and she needs a costume, so if you have someone like Tinsel, Pop Hit might be a good option for you, even though there are some better options in this Soul Exchange event. So Pop Hit will be eligible for Hero Coach on the 27th of February this year, so that is Pop Hit for you. And next, we're facing more technical difficulties. Okay, next we have the nature element. So we have costume Spartoy, costume Amus, costume Elnadaha, Penelope, Megwin, Muktis, Peregrine, and Theodosius. So now that we know how this goes, I'll go slightly quicker to save on time here. Spartoy, he is a fiend summoner, basically. So the first charge, he deals 230% damage to all enemies. Summon a fiend that attacks with 70% attack every turn, and it can absorb up to 35% of the target's max health. On the second charge, the damage will be up to 350% to all enemies. The Naga Warrior Fiend will now deal 125% attack every turn, and the Fiend now absorbs healing equal to a whopping 60% of the target's max health. So he has some pretty relevant stats. He resists insanity and he is a Fiend Summoner. His original version is eligible in Hero Coach, but remember, if you use it in Hero Coach, the costume will not get leveled up with it. Next, we have Costume Amus. Costume Amus is running at slow speed. He deals 410% damage to all enemies. All allies reflect all status effects and 160% damage back to the attacker and blocks other negative effects from fire. Enemy special skills for 3 turns, and this effect cannot be dispelled. So negative effects here means negative stacks, uncleansable effects, ailments, wither, for example, just anything bad that the enemy throws your way, as long as that enemy is of the fire element. So this makes him a pretty good hero to work against Bernadette, for example. Generally he works pretty well in rush, but outside of that, if a team is has some pretty strong reds like Likiu, Ceres, for example, Amus might be your guy. He is also pretty good in Rush and has relevant stats, and he is eligible for Hero Coach program. Next, Costume El Nadaha. She is running at fast speed. She deals 295% damage to the target and nearby enemies, and the target and nearby enemies are immune to new status effect buffs for 3 turns and receive 400 damage for each attempted buff. So this is a pretty useful special. She has relevant stats. She is a buff blocker, even though I wish she did it for 4 turns. Sorry, not 3. Her special skill has 3 turns of buff clock. I wish it would be 4 or 5, but she is running at very fast speed, so I think that's fair, but she just doesn't really do enough for me, and she's not as good as she first came out. But she is eligible in Hero Coach, and remember the costume will not be leveled up. Next, we have Penelope. Penelope is from the Insanity family, the Investigators. She is slow mana speed, and she deals 440% damage to all enemies. She heals all allies for 35% of the damage dealt, and all allies get a plus 45% chance to dodge special skills for 5 turns. Each dodge will inflict 15 insanity on the attacker, and lastly, she gets 50 insanity herself. So I really don't like this hero. She is probably a big glass cannon, because if she does backfire, she's gonna heal the enemy for quite a hefty bit, and yeah, and then the enemy's gonna get dodge. You're basically giving the enemy free health and free dodge if she does backfire. So the pros of these heroes are she does deal high damage, she gives a decent heal, and she has the survivability with dodge. But my problem is all of these will apply to the enemy if she does backfire. She will be eligible in Hero Coach next year on the 6th of February, so you'll have to wait a long time for that. Next, we have Megwin from the Astral Dwarfs family, and this is probably one of the best heroes, maybe if not top 3, top 5 heroes of this list. The Astral Dwarfs family have so many amazing passives, but the special skill is running at average speed. She'll recover 50% health for all allies. All allies regenerate 800 boosted health over 4 turns, and boosted health can exceed max HP. Lastly, all allies reduce all received damage by minus 40% for 4 turns, which is quite a bit. That is almost half of the damage cut in half. So some of the pros of this hero is she is a high percentage healer and health booster over time. And now that I mentioned that, with the recent Veggie family update, the fiends now slow down on the evolution each time they are healed, and health recovery over time, whether it's normal or boosted health, does affect this. And plus, Megwin has the Destroy Fiends on special skill passive, as you can see here. So not only that, she is of the dwarf family bonus, so she's gonna get innate resistance against mana stays, ailments, and direct mana cuts, and she has some pretty relevant stats. She will be eligible in Hero Coach on the 6th of January next year, so you'll have to wait a long time for that. Muktis is a pretty interesting one because he is running at average speed. He deals 290% damage to all enemies, summons a slime fiend that attacks 50% each turn, and at the end of each turn, the slime fiend steals one of the target's dispellable buffs or growth effects and gives it to a random character on the opposing team. So this is a pretty useful special skill regarding the current meta, because the Growth Steel Fiend can counter the Mahayota families. So that would be Devyani, Bhima, Chitrangada, Ustad Anan, Banga, Jody, Veer, those types of heroes, the Temple Summon heroes in short. So you get to steal their growth, not only remove them, you get to steal them and benefit from that. And he also is pretty survivable with the Slime Mega Minion, and he has the Fiend Resist Ether power, which boosts his stock value up because of the Veggie meta that we are currently experiencing right now. He will be available this year on the 2nd of October for Hero Coach. Next is Peregrine, and Peregrine is probably one of the better ones here on this list. So Peregrine is running at average speed. He is a woodland fawn, not to mention he she, I think he deals 450% damage to the target and nearby enemies, which is a massive hit. And then he gets the enhanced dodge, so plus 55% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage and last until ally dodge 5 times. After an end removed or replaced, they get plus 70% attack for 5 turns. So pretty decent hero. He gives a pretty high hit. The family bonuses and the passives are off the charts, and the dodge can definitely help in a pinch. He will be available in the hero coach on the 31st of August this year. And next we have Theodosius. So Theodosius is a Garrison Guard hero. He is running at slow speed, but he deals a humongous 450% damage to all enemies. He reduces the duration of all enemy status. No, my bad. Of all dura- reduce the duration of all allies' active status ailments by 3 turns, and reduces the duration of all enemies' active buffs by 3 turns. So he's kind of like a pseudo healer and a pseudo cleanser, as I put here. He also has some pretty high damage. But next, he gives plus 35% defense for 5 turns to all allies, and all enemies will get minus 35% defense for 5 turns as well. So Theodosius is a pretty solid hero, and he'll be available in Hero Coach on the 7th of July 2026. Next, we are moving on to the Fire Heroes. In this list, we have Domi Ventus Costume, Araminta, Revna, Abigail, Sun Quan Costume, Nomad, Iocantha, and Vanya. So Domi Ventus here was starting off strong. At the first charge, he deals a solid 360% damage to the target and nearby enemies. Receive Corrosive Burn for 4 turns. At level 80, it's 240 burn and lowers the target's defense by minus 10% each turn. And on the max card for the first charge, it's 339 burn damage. On the second cast, it's a humongous 485% damage to the target and nearby enemies, and a 375 burn damage each turn. On the max card, it's 531 burn damage each turn, and an 18% decrease in defense per turn. And of course, the corrosive effects deal more damage against heroes with minions or mega minions. So the perks of Domi Ventus are he has really nice relevant stats, he resists insanity, and he has good damage over time. And he is eligible for Hero Coach, but reminder, the costume will not be leveled. Araminta here, we have another one from the Woodland Fawns. So she is running at fast speed. She deals 260% damage to all enemies. She gives a stack of 10. All damage all enemies receive is increased by 7%. So if she activates 10 times for some apparent reason, it will be plus 70%, plus 70% increased damage for all enemies. And lastly, all allies will gain plus 10% mana after 2 turns, or immediately if the effect is removed before the duration ends. So the perks of Araminta are, of course, the Fawn bonus and the passives. The damage stack definitely helps, and most importantly, the size. If you know, if you know it, you know it. Let's just say that. And she will be available in Hero Coach on the 23rd of October this year. So Araminta is another pretty decent option. Speaking of decent options, we have Revna, better than Hathor, worse than Hathor. That's a topic of discussion for another time. So Revna, running at fast speed, she'll safely cleanse one CS ailment from all allies. She'll recover 35% health for all allies, and all allies will reflect status ailments, negative stacks, and wither effects to a random character on the opposing team for 4 turns. So she reflects ailments and wither effects. Now this is incredibly useful with heroes like Imagus. She also has the drop damage to 1, which is a 10% chance to drop any type of damage to 1. I believe it can't be bypassed, and she is of the cleric class, so she can block some of those nasty effects that's got to do with mana. So she'll be eligible in Hero Coach this year on the 18th of October. Abigail is another hero that we have on this list, and she deals 260% damage to all enemies. summon a Zulu minion for each ally with 50% HP and 20% attack inherited from the caster. Each hit from a Zulu minion, not Mega Minion, gives the target the following serious ailments. So the target will receive 344 bleed damage over 4 turns and inflict 5 insanity on the target, and she inflicts 55 insanity on herself. Now, what I like about Abigail is she's not as volatile compared to some of the other insanity heroes like Penelope, who we just looked at. What that means is if she does happen to backfire, the impact won't be that bad because you can just clear off the minions from the enemy side, especially if you're on the attacking side with Abigail. She does decent insanity because of those Zulu minions, dealing out 5 insanity per hit, and then she does okay bleed damage, not that impressive, not that high, but with the double limit breaks, she does do 500 bleed damage over 4 turns, so that is up to you if you want to double limit break her or not. She will be eligible in Hero Coach on the 26th of May this year. Next, Sun Quan. Now, Sun Quan is a pretty interesting one to see here. He is average speed. He deals 330% damage to the target and nearby enemies. Summon a Wu Soldier minion for each ally with 22% HP and 30% attack inherited from the caster. The target hit by Wu Soldier minion will receive 543 burn damage over 3 turns, and for the double broken one, it is almost 800, so it will be 798 burn damage over 3 turns. Now, what's interesting here is that Sun Quan is actually available in the red lucky summon portal, so that 100 free coins to get a guaranteed legendary hero from that portal, and Sun Quan is actually in that pool. So I don't think there is a good reason to choose him. He is eligible for Hero Coach, and you do get his costume, but I don't think it's worth filling up one of these spots. I don't think he's even worth 10 souls, to be honest, compared to some of the other heroes on this list. Moving on, we have Nomad. Nomad has a pretty long special, but what he does is he deals a base amount of damage, and if the target has less than 50% health, he deals slightly more damage. So take the first value and multiply it by 1.5, and then the damage that this guy deals bypasses minions, and if the target is defeated by the attack, all allies will either get 20, 30, or 40% mana generation for 2, 3, or 4 turns, depending on the charge he is at. At the first charge, he only deals damage to 1, second charge to 3, and then third charge to all enemies. So he is a pretty good damage dealer, but he is kind of a glass cannon since his defense stat is not that good at all. So the pros are he charges in 5 tiles, he is a minion counter, both in bypassing the minions and this minion health reduction passive that he's got. And lastly, he has the low health killer attribute, so if the enemy is on low health, it's most likely a kill for Nomad, and he benefits his allies by giving them a mana gain bonus. I think that's what you call it. He will be eligible in Hero Coach this year on the 27th of August. Our next hero is from the Garrison Guard family, Iocantha. So, running at very fast speed, this attack will bypass the defensive buffs of the enemies. This includes counterattack, of course. She'll deal 320% damage to the target and 2 random enemies. So if the target happens to have taunt, they're basically busted open. Each hit reduces the duration of all status effect buffs on the hit enemy by 1 turn. Even if it's 1 turn, it can help against effects like taunt, dodge, this type of stuff. And remember, she does bypass defensive buffs, so this makes her a pretty nice, useful hero. Plus, she's got the Guard Rally passive, which removes all Wither effects. She will be available in Hero Coach on the 7th of July this year. And our last hero for red, I believe, is Vanya. Vanya is running at slow speed, but at slow speed he recovers a beefy 54% health for all allies. He summons a Shield God Mega Minion with 65% HP and 180% attack, inherited from the caster, and the Shield God Mega Minion will cleanse the latest cleansable status ailment from all allies each turn. It's good to mention that it's a safe cleanse as well from the Mega Minion. So the pros are he has a high heal percentage, the guard rally that removes wither effects, and a cleansing Mega Minion. He will be available in Hero Coach on the 15th of April this year. Moving on to our holy heroes, we have Merisang, Ephira, Pertinax, Silverpaw, Thora, Albin, Shimmerscale, and Riss. So costume Merisang is pretty interesting. Running at average speed, she deals some damage. The more mana enemy will have, the more damage they will receive, but it's not a high amount of damage. She does reduce the mana of all enemies by 50% and give them a mana degen ailment. So she does have pretty relevant stats, good passives, and she does mana cut, and she is eligible for Hero Coach event. Costume Ephira is a pretty interesting one, honestly, with the veggie meta. So, first off, on the first cast, she'll summon a jellyfish minion with 35% HP and 40% attack inherited from herself. So, this is a pretty beefy minion, and she gives a stack max of 10. All allies get plus 4% inherited HP for new minions they summon. And on the second charge, this is where it gets interesting. She will replace all fiends on allies with jellyfish minions. This does not include Mega Fiends, but if you're facing the evolution, underdeveloped seedling fiends of the Veggie family, then you'll be able to convert that into useful jellyfish minions, and plus they are pretty beefy. And she also resists insanity, and she is available for Hero Coach. And plus the art on that card is absolutely amazing. Now Pertinax, he is a pretty confusing hero to wrap your head around. Running at average speed, he does damage to 3, so as a Moonrise Strike hits 1620 and deals 40% more damage if the target is of the Holy Element. He summons an Alchemy minion for the caster and nearby allies, and the minion inherits 25% HP and 45% attack from the caster. If the Alchemy minion is defeated, full removal is cast on the attacker that killed the minion. So after full removal is cast, the attacker shifts into Alhala Ghost form for 3 turns. And while in Alhala Ghost form, the target will receive 360 damage each turn. So it is a pretty interesting special, but I doubt it that it's gonna be easy to use, especially on attack and defense, because he is a pretty niche hero, and you would need some decent timing to pull off a good play with this guy. But if it does work, then it's probably good as well. But he does have the Hinder Mana passive as well, the same with the Astral Demons, and he will be available in Hero Coach next year on the 5th of February. Our next hero is a pretty interesting one, I believe. It is Silverpaw. Now, Silverpaw has a pretty nice special, Greed and Bribery running at average speed. He steals all minions or a Mega Minion from the target. He inflicts the target with lasting greed, so friendly effects from special skill only affect character with greed. So buffs, healing, revival. There are a couple things that don't take into account, like the growth boon from the Mahayota family, and some other type of stuff. So he also deals some curse damage, so without the double limit breaks, all enemies will receive up to 975 curse damage over 4 turns, starting low and increasing every turn. And with double limit breaks, that curse damage will now rocket to 1345. So he is a pretty nice hero. He has lasting greed, steals mega minions, and he gives a healing reduction 50% because of his Fox passive, and he will be eligible for Hero Coach next year on the 11th of January. Our next hero is Thora. At fast speed, she deals 355% damage to the target and nearby enemies. The more the more health the enemy has, the more damage they will receive, up to 435% damage. The caster and nearby allies bypass defensive buffs with their attacks for 3 turns, and the caster and nearby ally special skill deals an additional plus 80% damage for 3 turns. Now this is a pretty interesting special if you look at it. So if you run someone like Shimmer Scale, Philomena, Nithcase, to pair someone with Thora, you're gonna have those attacks that go after Thora, and the nearby will get more damage, will get more special skill power, and they will also bypass defensive buffs. So as an offensive hero, she is pretty good, and she will be eligible for Hero Coach on the 3rd of May 2026. Our next hero is Albin. Now, he is a slow speed, but he deals 440% damage to all enemies. The duration of buffs is reset for all allies, which is pretty nice. And she summons 2 elf minions for each ally with 10% HP and 10% attack inherited from the caster. Now, it's interesting that that minion is not just one minion, but I'm assuming it's against one of those destroy minion thingies, steal 1 minion from enemy thing, but I don't really know what's the purpose of that, but he will be available in Hero Coach on the 1st of December this year, so we'll have to wait a while until Christmas. Shimmer Scale is a pretty good pick in this soul exchange because at fast speed he deals 300% damage to the target and nearby enemies. You may think that's low, but he summons a Sword Guard Mega Minion with 35% HP and 300% attack inherited from the caster. The target hit by the Sword Guard Mega Minion will receive 609 bleed damage over 3 turns, and this effect will spread to nearby enemies, which is pretty nice. So he does make a pretty good hero for a farming unit. So the pros of these heroes are the fighter class, so he can revive and come back with that special skill, and then just get the Mega Minion, and now you are in jeopardy of losing. He has the Sword Mega Minion, of course, and the Guard Rally with the Remove Wither. So he will be available in Hero Coach on the 15th of April. Moving on, our last hero, I believe, of the Holy Element is Riss. Now, Riss is a fast speed health booster and power alterer. He also increases the attack of Holy Shield on the board, and he cleanses status ailments from all allies. But he's rocking a power of 1143, which is pretty bad. But he is a cleric class. The Bard mana bonus definitely helps, and he has the Hinder mana effect. He is available for Hero Coach, but all of those cannot really save him from the absolute catastrophe that his stats are. So Riss would have to fall behind for me here. And our last element, we have the Dark Element. We have Shadowfang, Gul'dan, Swiftpaw, Tamlin, Melancholia, Violet Potts, Von Rothbard, and Odile. So a decent pool of heroes here for the Dark Element. So Shadowfang, he is a rush monster. He does decent damage with the Flying Bones skill at slow speed. He deals 390% damage to all enemies. Then he gives Bone Toss, blah blah blah. He gives a Fiend, and that Fiend can absorb 30% of the target's max health. He also has the reduced healing, or the healing reduction, as I call it, passive from the Fox, and he will be available in Hero Coach on the 23rd December of this year. Next, Gul'dan, he is a slime hero, so of course he gets that slime mega minion whenever he receives 25% or more damage, 25% or more damage of his health in one hit. He has a pretty decent damage attack at 385 damage to target nearby enemies. He summons a pretty nice fiend. 50% attack and 40% is a pretty beefy fiend. and at the end of each turn, the Slime Fiend steals one of the target's dispellable buffs or growth effects and give it to a random character on the op- opposite team or opposing team. So it's kind of like Muktis here. You can kind of counter the Mahayota family with the Growth Steel Fiends, but having the Fiend resist Ether Power definitely helps Gul'dan a lot, and he'll be available in the Hero Coach on the 27th of November this year. Swiftpaw, he is a damage dealer running at average speed, 540% damage to the target. The target gets silenced for 3 turns, and then summons a Sly Fox minion to the caster and nearby allies with 5% HP and 100% attack inherited from the caster. So the Sly Fox minion will have an 80% chance to dodge incoming attacks, and when Sly Fox minion dodges, it steals latest dispellable buffs from the attacker and gives it to the owner. So Swift Paw is a pretty nice one. He also has the healing reduction ether power, and he will be available in Hero Coach on the 7th of October this year. Tamlin, he is a pretty useful woodland fawn. Running at slow speed, he deals 460% damage to all enemies. This may seem high, but it's not that high. He's pretty dated now, but his special skill is still pretty good. Enemies get the enhanced defense element, so all enemies will get minus 64% defense against special skill, and this effect lasts until the enemy takes damage from a special skill 6 times, and after the enhanced defense element is ended, removed, or replaced, the target gets silenced for 6 turns. So if you can run double Tamlin, that is pretty good. He is pretty good with the Fawn bonus and the passive, and he is useful in not only one but two war types, which is pretty unique for a hero. So he is pretty good in Rush because he's running at slow speed and Equalizer. So when that Equalizer goes off and you have that enhanced defense element, all enemies will be silenced until the next Equalizer goes off, or if there's some random shenanigan that happens on the battlefield. Melancholia, I can't really say much with her. Not with the time, I'll only say one thing, that it's a guaranteed revive, basically, but she could be a glass cannon. If you do plan to get her, the coach date for her will be the 1st of May 2026. Violet Poth is a pretty nice option here of the Garrison Guard family. At average speed, she safely dispels scarce effects buff from all enemies, so it is a priority safe dispel. I don't think we've seen that ever before. Maybe with one hero Lazara, but she summons a Sword Guard Mega Minion for herself with 35% HP and 300% attack inherited from herself. The target hit by Sword Guard Mega Minion receives 654 bleed damage over 3 turns, and this effect spreads to nearby enemies. So she does have a safe priority dispel and buff block. Sword God Mega Minion is quite nice, and the Guard Rally Wither is pretty nice as well. The hero coach date for this hero is the 10th of June 2026. We're nearing the end here with our second to last hero, Von Rothberg. From the Secrets of the Opera family, he is running at average speed. He deals 550% damage to the target, so a pretty decent snipe. The target dances to Ballad of Pain for 4 turns, and the dance spreads to nearby enemies. Ballad of Pain will make it so that the enemy will get silenced, and when the dance ends, the dancer will suffer 1700 damage. So people that use Von Rosberg find him pretty fun to use, and he is definitely one of the best, maybe even the best, maybe might be an overstatement, but he is a pretty damn good hero. And he also works as a Bernie counter because he has a pretty strong silence. You only gotta worry about him if you go up against heroes like Astrid, Voltaire, Salimata, what's that guy's name? Bonzo with the quick ballad tempo family bonus, which will reduce it to 1 turn, so it won't be as strong against them, but they get the damage instantly. So I guess it's a trade-off. Odile is our last hero, and she is also from the Secrets of the Opera family. So running at fast speed, She boosts health of all allies by 475%. 475 HP. Boost health can exceed max HP, and all allies dance to Dance of the Black Swan for 4 turns. So at the end of each turn, each dancer deals 115% damage to a random enemy and boosts health for themselves with 25% of total damage dealt, which is pretty nice, and she also functions as a Bernadette counter. Her hero coach date will be the 21st of March 2026. That is all for the review passives, but now we'll go into this really cool website called mpuzzled. So type mpuzzled.com in your search browser. I'm using Safari, and if you go here, we have a menu. If we scroll down, we see the Soul Exchange here, the purple icon, and we do have a vote button here. If we click on that, we can see all the heroes we talked about, and we can select the heroes and cast our votes. If we do, we need to pick a hero of each element in one of 3 categories. So we need one hero of each element in 10 souls, 15 souls, and 20 souls. So only 20. So we can only choose 15 heroes of the available 40 heroes, and this is going to be pretty hard, I believe. So starting off, looks like they got the reds up here, so I feel like the obvious choice for 20 souls would have to be Domi Ventus. He resists insanity, he has some pretty nice damage, dot damage, and he runs at a fast speed for the first charge, average speed on the second charge. He just has everything. He just has everything going for him, and plus the art looks super cool. Araminta, or thick thighs as someone in the community likes to call them, will be at 15 souls for me. So Araminta is a pretty good wooden fawn. Considering all the bonuses, the special skill is not as good as Domi Ventus, but it's still pretty nice, and the family bonus can benefit a lot. That is why I'm putting her at 15 souls. Now, this might upset some people, but at 10 souls, I would either go Iocantha or Revna here. I would probably go Revna because this is interesting because I might take Domi Ventus out. Because right now there are specifically 4 heroes that I want to put in, being Domi Ventus, Araminta, Iocantha, and Revna. So I think I might, yeah, let's take Domi Ventus. No, let's keep Domi Ventus. Yeah, I think we keep it like this and put Revna at the 10 soul list. So that is our reds done. So that was pretty hard, as you can see. For the blues, I think the obvious pick for 20 here would be Verdi. She is just better than everyone else in this list here. Uh, Next. Oh, this is pretty hard actually. For the 15 soul category, I would probably go with Frostnout because he is a pretty nice hero to pair up with some Outlaw of Lane Shen heroes. Plus, he is one of the newer heroes in this list. And for the 10 souls, we have Thalassa. I guess you could put Pop Hit in here as well, but you could argue that Pop Hit deserves the 10 soul spot, but I prefer Thalassa because the stats are slightly more relevant. What's it called? The Resist Insanity passive helps her a lot. Pop Hit has a lot going for him. Thalassa also has a pretty decent amount going for her, just not as much to push her in the 15 or 20 soul list. So that is why Thalassa is down here in the 10 souls, but hey, at least she made the list. Greens are a pretty hard choice for me. At 20 souls, I would probably have to go with. I'll probably have to go with Peregrine here. He is just a pretty good damage dealer, and he does a lot at average speed. So he deals 450% damage. He gets enhanced dodge, and if that activates for 5 times, I believe the ally will get plus 70% attack, which is pretty nice. For 15 souls, I think we have to go with Megwin here. She is just a fantastic healer. The cleric class, the dwarf bonus is pretty good. So that is why I'm having Megwin at 15 souls. For 10 souls, I think it's pretty hard. I want to put Theodosius there. I'm resisting the urge to put him there, but Empires and Puzzles said we need to make this list fair and balanced. We can't just put 3 of the best heroes of every color in there. So I think I'm gonna go on a limb and put Muktis at 10 souls. He might be useful against the Mahayota family members in a pinch to counter growth, deal with buff heavy teams, so I think he is a pretty deserving candidate of the 10 soul tier. That is the nature heroes for us. Next, we'll move on to the holy heroes. And I think the one for the 20 souls here will be obvious. Of course, we have Silverpaw. So Silverpaw gives lasting bleeds, deals Mega Minions, have that healing reduction, and he gives curse damage, which is pretty nice. Shimmer Scale at 15 souls, I think, is fair. He is a slightly older hero, but his skill is so good and amazing. I really, I really can't put him at 10 souls. At 10 souls, I think it's a tie between Ifera and Thura. But since we already have some passive heroes down here, I'll just put in Thura because she is a pretty nice hero, might be useful in a yellow stack, and I think this list is fair. The dark heroes are going to be a bit hard for me. I really want to put in most of these. I want to put in Odile, Shadowfang, Swiftpaw, Gul'dan is pretty good, Tamlin is pretty good, Von Rothbart is pretty good, and Violet Potts is also pretty good. You know what? I'll put Odile at 10 just to make things balanced. We don't want to put 3 of the best heroes. So that makes our 10 soul tier. Hmm, this is pretty hard. I don't want to leave Tamlin, Von Rothbart, or Violet Potts. Those are my current 3 options, but I think I'll have to go with Von Rothbart for the 20 soul tier and Violet Potts for the 15 soul tier. Tamlin is just not as versatile, and this is my completed list. So at 10 souls, we have Revna, the Elastic Costume, Muktis, Thora, and Odile. For 15 souls, we have Araminta, Frostnout, Megwin, Shimmer Scale, and Violet Potts. And for the 20 soul, we have Domi Ventus Costume, Verity, Peregrine, Silverpaw, and Von Rothbart. Let me know how you think about this list. Some of the people in the content creator group, some of the content creators you may know have already dropped a video on this topic. So if you would go there and have a discussion with some of the people in those comment sections, you can also do that in my comment section. Uh, how would you change this list? Who would you have gotten? Who would you have changed out, left out, for example? Who do you think I rated too highly? Who do you think I thought was underrated? Let me know in the comments. My boy Claythor is doing a poll on his channel for the Soul Exchange candidates, and Empires and Puzzles web designer, which he or she built mpuzzle.com. So this is where you can get this amazing resource, and you can vote. So your vote will be taken into consideration once the Empires and Puzzles team has gathered all the tallies and looked at all the comment sections of the YouTube videos, the Discord servers, the line group chats, for example, then everything we will have a verdict. Don't expect all of these heroes to be on the Soul Exchange. There will be some that you want and some that other people want, so there will be a variety of options and votings that people choose. So I hope this video has benefited you in some way, helps you gain a grasp of some of these heroes that are available in the upcoming Soul Exchange. To me personally, this is a good step in the right direction for Empires and Puzzles, with more engaging activities to the community and us, the community, and the people actually having an impact on the game designing. So, props to the Empires and Puzzles team. Credits to Vape and Puzzled for the amazing resource. Credits to Clay Thor, because he's running a poll on his YouTube channel. Definitely go check him out. Alonyor for the cards that I used in my presentation slideshow. It's in Canva, by the way. So that is all for this video. Hopefully it has helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.